Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Alyssa and I make Lego videos as well as lifestyle type videos. Every week on my Instagram story, I post polls and let you guys vote on which Lego set I'll be building next. This week's poll was between these two that was part of the botanical collection. So it was between these tiny plants and the bouquet of roses, and the tiny plants won this week. So a little bit about this set. So this is set number 10329. It has 758 pieces and it came out just a few months ago in December of 2023. So this is a little bit of a newer set than most of them that I've been making lately. I'm actually really excited about these ones. I just got these actually. I love how they're all like super tiny plants, like they're all just like individual ones. I don't know. I think it's gonna be really cute, so. I can't believe that it's already basically springtime again and for all the kids to get out of school soon and all of that. So last year during this time, I had just moved and I was hoping to try and like make this little garden in my backyard, but I just ended up getting tomatoes. So I grew a bunch of tomatoes last year, which that was a lot of fun to do, and they got so big so fast. I don't know how that happened, but I'm hoping to try and do something like that again this year. I really want to make this like one of those like wood raised gardens. I have a bunch of wood I got last year, and so I'm thinking of trying to like figure out how to make it. It doesn't seem like it would be too hard to do, so we'll see about that. But I want to grow like tomatoes and cucumbers, and I'm going to put some like flowers in there too. I want to do sunflowers. So I talked about this in one of my videos recently, but sunflowers are my absolute favorite flower, and I'm hoping to try and grow them. I've actually never grown any sunflowers, so that would be kind of fun. Okay, I think we finished with our first little plant. It's so cute and adorable with some little butterflies on it. When I was younger, my parents grew a lot of plants during the summer. I've told you guys before about like the tomatoes they used to grow, and I loved tomatoes as a kid, and I would go and play in the backyard and end up eating a bunch of tomatoes, and there is nothing like homegrown tomatoes. Store-bought ones are terrible compared to like homegrown tomatoes. Oh, they're so good. And we also grew some cucumbers. I think it was like one summer, and if you let them grow too long, they get really big. Like, I could not believe how massive some of these cucumbers were. And then in the first house I lived in, like basically the house I was born in, my parents had a cherry tree. Oh, we picked cherries every year and they were so good. And we had a banana tree, and those were an absolute mess. If you got any of like that sap on you, on your skin, on your clothes, it was almost impossible to get it out. And they overgrew so fast, and they were so tall. Let's see, we also grew some mint in our backyard. I don't remember us ever really using that for anything. I think it was just kind of like a fun little thing to grow. I think that was kind of all for like the fruits that we had when I was younger. But we had tomatoes every single year. And that's kind of what I grew up with, basically. And then when we ended up moving, we grew tomatoes, obviously, and I think it was just like cucumbers and tomatoes mostly. There might have been some like squash or something like that, but for the most part, I think it was just those two. Oh, we also grew strawberries, and those are so hard to get rid of. They just kind of like, they get overgrown so fast, but they were pretty good. I don't think they ever got like really big like the store-bought ones, but we had those for a couple years. And then when I moved out of my parents' house, I didn't really grow anything. It was pretty cold where I lived, so it was kind of hard to grow stuff. My sister grew pumpkins though, and that was really cool. She spent so many months watering them, and she got a couple pumpkins out of it, but a lot of them were taken by like raccoons and things like that, so. But yeah, then last year was the first year that I kind of grew things on my own, and I grew a couple tomato plants. I had some small and like some like cherry tomatoes, and then some like the big ones, and I got so many. It was so exciting when they all bloom and like you finally have fruit to eat. Oh, it was so good. So yeah, I'm planning to do tomatoes this year, and I'm hoping to also do some cucumbers and maybe like some sort of like basil plant thing. And then I also want to do some sunflowers. I also saw some people grew some black roses. I think that would be really pretty to do, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get those and plant those too. So I'll just have to see what I end up doing. I have to kind of start doing that soon if I want to start growing things, because it's about that time. There's so much I have to do for where I live right now. Like last year, I didn't really do a whole lot, like decorating and renovating wise, especially like outside. I didn't really do anything, so the backyard kind of got really overgrown. So I need to do that, and like I said, I want to make that little raised garden planter thing out of wood, so I can put all my vegetables and whatever in that. And then in the front of where I live, the entire grass is basically gone. Like there's no grass in my front yard. I think that some people cut all of my sprinkler wire things, and so a lot of the sprinklers don't really work. So I have to figure out that, and then hopefully try and like plant grass or like something like that. I need to do something in the front of my yard, but hopefully this year is the year for all my projects, because I have so many ideas, and of course everything costs money, so I have to see what I'm going to be able to do this year. It's like a lot of these pieces are going to be so tiny, especially since it said there was supposed to be over 700 pieces in this set, so Okay, we're done with our part 1. It's just these two so far. They both look so cute. I already know I'm gonna love making these plants. Oh, this one has so many teeny tiny pieces like I thought that it would. And so much green, but so as a lot of you guys have been able to tell, I do have quite a few floral tattoos. Like I have my whole sleeve that's all flowers. So I thought I would kind of just talk a little bit more about that since I'm doing like flowery type things. So my first tattoo was 2 small ones on my ankle, and then a week after I got that tattoo was when I started my first sleeve, and that was my floral tattoo. And at the time I knew that I wanted some sort of floral sleeve. I just was never really like sure exactly the flowers that I wanted for the sleeve. I knew for sure I wanted sunflower on there somewhere because it's my favorite flower, so I had to get sunflowers. And I wasn't really sure any of the other ones I really wanted. I was also very new at getting tattoos, so I wanted some sort of meaning behind it at the time. And so I decided to get my entire family's birth flowers on my arm. So that's what I did. So I just kind of showed him what flowers I wanted, and he kind of placed everything on my arm, and we kind of went from there. So I think it was 3 sessions. I feel like it was a couple hours each session. I can't remember exactly. This was like when I think I was 19 when I got this one. But now that I'm older, there is things I want to change about it. So I want to add like insects between the flowers, and I want to get darker shading. Like I want the shading to be pretty dark, and he did it kind of light, which was fine. It's just now I want it dark. I also didn't get my full sleeve at that time, so about right here was where he stopped, so you can almost kind of see the line where he kind of stopped the first time, so it kind of goes around all the way. And then a year or 2 later, I ended up wanting to extend it to the whole arm. I actually did that for both sides. So this part was all added later, and I can really tell the difference between them, and so I want to kind of get everything matching a little bit better too. Also, this one on my arm in the middle, that one is my flower, and I love the placement of this one. I think this is my favorite out of all of them. And of course, I had to get the sunflower at the top. And this one is my sister's birth flower. She was born in July, so, but yeah, I want to get a bunch of things like changed with it. But yeah, that's one of the questions I get a lot, is if I'll ever want to put color into my floral sleeve, and I don't think I ever will. Even though, like, basically this is the only tattoo that I have that doesn't have color. The rest of them do, but I kind of like the contrast of, like, this one is just black and white, and like this side is color, and I think I'm just always gonna keep it that way. Like, throughout the years, the style of tattoo that I like best has changed a lot too. So I'm more into I think they're called like old school tattoos. And I have a couple of those on my legs. So I want to get some of my other tattoos changed into like kind of that style too. But yeah, I for sure want to get everything like super dark on my floral sleeve. So like I said, I have a couple of the old school tattoos, and with that is like it's like the image in the middle, and then you sometimes have like flowers around it. So I have a lot of those type of things with those flowers, and I love all of those. I think that's gonna be the style that I'm gonna go towards whenever I get more tattoos, and I'm really hoping this year I can get more. I went a whole year without getting any, and it makes me a little sad, so I have so many different ideas for tattoos that I want, and it's just never ending. Yeah, I always get a lot of questions about all my tattoos. Majority of them are done by the same person. And when I moved out of my parents' house, I moved a couple hours away, and so I would have to come back in order to get any new tattoos I wanted, and a lot of them were like larger pieces, so I would sit for a really long time every time I would come because I didn't want to come back. I also hate the healing process of tattoos, so if I can just do it all in one session, I would much rather prefer that. Like, I will suck it up and deal with the pain for a short amount of time all at once, rather than having to prolong it and having like half a tattoo at a time, and I don't know. I've heard that girls are so much better at getting tattoos than guys are, and I completely think that's true. One of my last tattoos that I got was one on the back of my calf, and it's one of my favorites actually, but that kind of scared me from getting another tattoo because it took so long and it was so painful, and I ended up sitting for like 8 hours, and I don't know if I'll ever sit that long for a tattoo again. I did not eat enough that day, and when I stood up to get up, I got super lightheaded, and the next day my foot swelled so bad that like it would not fit in my shoe anymore. So I've only gotten a couple little ones since then, but I'm hoping to get something else this year. Just gonna have to see. I would love to draw my own tattoo. Like, I'm a very artistic person, and I like to create things and know how things work and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not the best at drawing. I can kind of a little bit, but like not very well. But I think it'd be really cool to draw a tattoo for me and get that tattoo. So I'm hoping to do that at some point. If I was good at drawing, I definitely would have looked into being a tattoo artist. I think that would have been so much fun. All right, we're done with part 2. Just made this one and that one. They look so cute. So when I was in Disney World this past time, I went in the Lego store that they have there in Disney Springs, and they had so many cool Legos. But my problem is that I can't bring them back with me because I don't have any room anymore in my suitcase for all the sets. I'm afraid that they're gonna get smushed, and I just don't have room in general on my way back, so they had just come out with those new Star Wars ones, so the R2-D2 and the Millennium Falcon, so like the smaller version ones. They just came out with those, so those ones were there, but I couldn't get them. I'm hoping to still get them soon though. Alright, here's our first plant. Looks like a little one of those, I think they're called like Venus flytraps. I love the color of all the plants. The terracotta pots, I think it's a really pretty orange. Looks like these are little hair brushes. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, we're done with part 3. We made these 2 on that part. So we're about halfway done. We've gotten 5 little plants done so far. So I think we're gonna stop here for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time.